It's 6:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Premier Mike Baird will be visiting the village of Bulga today as part of his election promise to take a personal interest in the concerns of residents. He'll also meet with representatives from the thoroughbred and mining industries over controversial plans to extend the Mount Thorley Warkworth and Drayton South coal mines. However, residents are concerned Mike Baird has only allocated 45 minutes to meet with them. John Cray from the Bulga Milberdale Progress Association says they need longer to make the situation clear to the Premier.
No, 45 minutes is nowhere near enough. This matter has been going for 5 years. It's been through 2 courts of the land, and both courts have rejected this scheme. Then the government changed all the rules, and they've resubmitted exactly the same scheme, and now it's been recommended for approval. Now, to give him the background to all that, that's going to take a bit of time.
Residents who've been left stranded by floodwaters at Gilliston Heights for several days can now leave by road. One lane of Cessnock Road was reopened last night, while people can now get in and out of Hinton via Phoenix Park. Some areas, though, remain cut off, including Toryburn, where residents have set up a flying fox to ferry supplies in and out across the river after the only bridge into the village was washed away. Ausgrid continues to make good progress, with 10,500 homes and businesses still without power. There'll be a focus again today on Port Stephens, around Salamander Bay and Saltash, while Telstra says issues with power supply are playing a big part in the phone and internet outages across the Hunter. The telco has made progress in Hinton, Patterson and Saltash over the past couple of days. However, 75 substations are still without power, leaving about 10,000 customers without working phones. To other news, taxi fares in the Hunter will be in the spotlight when the pricing watchdog visits Newcastle today. The Independent Pricing and Regulatory Tribunal is in town, gathering information for a review of taxi fares outside Sydney. IPART is seeking feedback from taxi drivers, licence owners and operators, as well as passengers, local businesses and community members about a draft recommendation to freeze taxi fares in the Hunter for 12 months from July. IPART Chairman Peter Boxall says a fundamental review of licensing arrangements is needed in the area.
Well, we've come up today to have the public forum. Recently we issued a draft report on taxis outside Sydney, including in Newcastle, and the main recommendations are to freeze taxi fares for next year and also to have a fundamental review of the licensing arrangement outside Sydney, including in Newcastle.
Today's Hunter Catholic Schools Stop Work Day has been suspended following a breakthrough in negotiations. The Independent Education Union and the Catholic Commission for Employment Relations have agreed on a number of improvement points, with further discussions still to come. Union General Secretary John Tues says this is a big step forward.
There was going to be a full day stop work, but we have reached a significant enough agreement with employers for us to suspend that, to allow us to work with them to resolve the few minor outstanding matters and work towards an enterprise agreement that we can all recommend to members.
And briefly, some Newcastle councillors will tonight seek to overturn a ban on social media during council meetings. Now with sport, Emily Crowe.
South Newcastle have won the bid to sign former NRL star Anthony Watts. Curry and Central Newcastle had also shown interest in signing the 28-year-old, who plans to use the Newcastle competition to get back into the NRL. The winger could make his debut as early as this Sunday when the Lions take on Maitland at Townsend Oval. Newcastle Knight star Chanel Matautia has been announced alongside his brother Peter for the VB New South Wales Cup representative side this weekend. New South Wales will take on rivals Queensland at Tap Out Energy Stadium on Sunday in the annual interstate clash. The side will enter camp tomorrow night before flying to Brisbane ahead of the weekend's match. And in basketball, the Hunter will compete at the New South Wales Catholic High School's Boys Championships in Minto today, opening the competition against Western and West Darling. That's sport. I'm Emily Crowe.
2NURFM News Time 26 to 7.